السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, today we are looking at chapter 4, and that is Babul Mu'arrabat. Babul Mu'arrabat. In this particular chapter, like previously in the previous lesson, we talk about Mu'arab and the Mabni. Mu'arab and the Mabni nouns could be of two types. That is Mu'arab or Mu'arrab and then Mabni. And we made mention of the fact that Mabni are nouns that doesn't change. How that is clear. Their grammatical state in a sentence, when they are in a sentence and they are affected grammatically, you don't really see the impact. You don't really see a change in the noun, the spelling, or even the harakat that is on it. You don't really see it. That is the mabni verb, nouns. Now there are other forms of nouns. The same way, when they are affected grammatically in a sentence, you easily see the effect on it based on the spelling, how mostly the ending of the word, the ending harakat, or the ending letters, the ending huruf, or even the harakat that is on the last letter. You see that there's going to be a change, and those are nouns that we term as mu'arrabat. How that is clear. Mu'arrabat, nouns that are when they are affected grammatically in a sentence, you see the change based on the spelling or even the harakat on mostly or mainly the last letter. So here, without wasting much time, let's just look at what the Sheikh says here. So the Sheikh begin by saying that Al-Mu'arrabat Kismani. Al-Mu'arrabat bima'na nouns that are Mu'arrabat, they are in two divisions. Kismun yu'rabu bil harakat. The first division is that which is yu'rabu bil harakat. It changes by harakat. Bima'na by the harakat. The harakat is the fatha kasra dhamma. So for example, if it is dhamma, al-kitabu, when there is a harf jar, it will tend to al-kitabi instead of bu. It will now tend to be. And if it is maf'ul bih, it will be ba. Kitabu, kitabi, kitab, ba. So this is an example. So that's what he's saying. Kismun yu'rabu bil harakat. The first division is what nouns that changes based on what the harakat, the fatha kasra dhamma on the last letter. Then the second one he says what kismun yu'rabu bil huruf. And then another division that changes by what the huruf, the letters themselves. So sometimes you see a particular word, it will be affected grammatically in the sentence, and you see that there will be omission or even addition of a new letter to the original letters of the word. So that is the second division that he's seeing. Now he says that فَالَّذِي يُعْرَبُ بِالْحَرَكَاتِ أَرْبَعَةُ أَنْوَاءٍ. فَالَّذِي يُعْرَبُ بِالْحَرَكَاتِ أَرْبَعَةُ أَنْوَاءٍ. That which is mu'arrab based on the changes of the harakat, the fatha kasra dhamma, they are four divisions. Arba'atu anwa'in, there are four divisions. This is what is going to mention here. This is what you are seeing in this table. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's look at what he says. He says that al-awwal bimana, the first is al-ismul mufrad. Al-ismul mufrad, a singular noun. That is ismul mufrad. So the second one, وجمع التكسير and جمع التكسير, وجمع مؤنث السالم and جمع مؤنث السالم, والفعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء, and the فعل المضارع, the present tense verb, الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء, that which there isn't attached to its last or to its ending anything. Bimana, there is no pronoun or anything that is attached to its end. So let's look at them one after the other. The first one he mentioned is al-ismul mufrad. That is a singular noun. We all know singular noun. A singular noun example, al-kitab, okay, al-bayt, al-qalam. All these are singular nouns. Now, if they are singular, of course, so when they are affected grammatically in a sentence, how is the change? Okay, how do you identify that they are being affected by a huruf jar or something? The harakat will change. So they are those that change by the haraka. So if it is al-baytu, that is the original word. If a harf jar should come before it, so like this example, Muhammadun fil bayti. I hope that is clear. So we are going to see what al-bayti. It was initially al-baytu, because you can see the fi here. There must be a change from what? From Dhamma to Kesra. So Muhammadun fil bayti. I hope that is clear. Okay. So that is Ismul Mufrad, the singular nouns. Okay. The same way if you have Al-Qalamu, Al-Kitabu, okay. All this, when they are affected grammatically, the last letter, the haraka, that is what we are looking at. Bil harakat, the haraka, the fatha kesra dhamma, meaning it is initial dhamma, that's the default form, but they will change to something else. Okay. The second one he mentioned is Al-Jam'u Mu'annasu Salim. Jam'u Mu'annasu Salim. The second one is Jam'u Taksir, rather. Jam'u Taksir. Jam'u Taksir. And Jam'u Taksir is what we term as a broken plural. Broken plural. Okay. Broken plural. Mainly they don't have a pattern. They don't have a fixed pattern. They have patterns, but they are different patterns. They don't have one fixed pattern. If you look at Muzakkar Salim, they have one pattern, and that is you add waw and then noon. Muslimun, it's Muslimun, Muslimuna. Okay, Mu'minun, Mu'minuna, Kafirun, Kafiruna. So you add waw and then noon. That's Muzakkar Salim. Mu'annas Salim, you add alif wa ta. Muslimatun, Muslimatun, Talibatun, Talibatun. Oh, that is clear. So these are Jam'u Muzakkar. So, but this Jam'u Taksir, the Jam'u Taksir, they don't have a fixed pattern. They have different, they come out different patterns. So that's what we call the broken plural. Example, mainly they have a plural nouns. So for example, ara in the Quran, this is an example from the Quran. Ala sururin mutaqabilin. Ala sururin. So this surur is the plural of sarirun. Sarirun means bed. Okay, a very nice bed. It's all time as sururun. So this sururun here is jam'u taksir. And so before it is coming what? There is a harf jar that comes before it. And so it is what? It is mansub, it is majrur. So the dhamma has turned to kesra, of course. Then the third one, the sound feminine masculine. That is the jam'u mu'annas salim. For the jam'u mu'annas salim, it is initially, the ta is mainly or normally having dhamma. Muslimatu, mu'minatu, qanitatu. So you see, there is mainly dhamma. It is marfu. It is marfu, yes, marfu with dhamma. But when a harf jar comes before it, of course, it will tend to kesra. So for example, minal muslimati, you see, minal, if min comes, minal muslimati. And this apply to the other examples. So they change by the haraka. Okay, they are affected grammatically by the haraka. So they are nouns when they are affected grammatically in a sentence. You are able to detect it. It is obvious. You can easily see it. Okay, so they are more up. Now, how is it changed? How is the change such that you can easily see it? It is the haraka. The fatha kesra dhamma is what gives you a clue that there is a change and they are affected grammatically in the sentence. Now, the third one, the last one he's mentioning here is الفعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء. The فعل المضارع, the past tense, the present tense verb. The present tense verb الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء, that which there isn't attached to its ending anything. Okay, so if you have a present tense verb, example ajlisu, like here you can see this example ajlisu. Ajlisu means I am sitting. Ajlisu ana ajlisu, I am sitting. So it is a present tense verb. Now if something like an should come, we all know an is an adatun nasb. Adatun nasb. So uridu an, so this an here, it will make it mansub. So uridu an ajlisa. It was initially ajlisu, but the dhamma has turned to fatha. So it is mu'rab. it is mu'rab. But what type of mu'rab? It is mu'rab that changes based on the harakat. So that's what he say. Alladhi yu'rabu bil harakat. It is the fatha kesra dhamma that has changed, and that those are the mu'rab. That's the first division that he talks about. Now let's look at what he says. He continued by saying that وَكُلُّهَا تُرْفَعُ بِالضَّمَّةِ, and all of them, all these four divisions that he has mentioned, تُرْفَعُ بِالضَّمَّةِ, it is marfu by dhamma. In their default state they have dhamma. وَتُنْصَبُ بِالْفَتْحَةِ, and then it becomes mansub when there is something like here, when an adatul nasb come like this, okay, it will have fatha. So that's what he's saying. وَتُنْصَبُ بِالْفَتْحَةِ وَتُخْفَضُ بِالْكَسْرَةِ, and it is mahfud or it is majroor bil-kasra. Of course, you can see here minal muslimati. So the two has tend to t. So when it is majroor, it is what? It is dhamma. It is having kasra. That's what he's saying. Okay. وَتُحْفَضُ بِالْكَسْرَةِ وَتُجْزَمُ بِالسُّكُونِ, and it is majzoom. We all know majzoom. When it is majzoom, it is what? It takes sukun. Verbs are those which are majzoom. Example, if I say ijlis, you see ijlis, the sin is having sukun. So that's what he's saying. It is majzoom bisukun. وَحَرَجَ عَنْ ذَلِكَ ثَلَاثَةُ أَشْيَاءَ, and 4 things, except 4 things. That is what is simply meant here. Except 4 things. So that's what you see. وَحَرَجَ عَنْ ذَلِكَ ثَلَاثَةُ أَشْيَاء. 4 things are out of this exception to what he have said. So let's look at those 4 things. The 4 things that he mentioned here are what you can see in the table here. He says that he's begin by saying that jam'u mu'annas salim yunsabu bil kasra wal ismu alladhi la yansarif yukhfadu bil fatha wal fi'l al mudari' al mu'tal akhir yujzamu bi hasf al akhirih. This is the 3 things that he has mentioned. Let's look at them one after the other. The first one he mentioned is jam'u mu'annas salim. There are exception to that. Jam'u mu'annas salim, there are exception to what he mentioned. He mentioned that when they are marfu, they have dhamma. When they are masub, they have fatha. When they have majrur, they have kasra. And he says there's an exception. And that's the first one is jam'u mu'annas salim. The jam'u mu'annas salim, that's the first one you see here. He says that yunsabu bil kasra. When they are mansub, they take kasra. When it now is mansub, mainly you should take fatha. Okay, so for example, if I say darabtu Zaidan, I'll say Zaidan. But the jam'u mu'annas salim, when they are mansub, they take kasra. So I can say darabtu Zaidin. But if it is because it is mansub, you should take fatha. But when it is jam'u mu'annas salim, it should take kasra. So that's what he's saying here. Ra'aytul muslimati. You can see here, Ra'aytul muslimati. It is initially al-muslimatu, but this is maf'ulun bihi. Al-muslimatu here is maf'ulun bihi. And we all know maf'ulun bihi is mansub as well. Normally, like most of the nouns, the common nouns that we know, they will take fatha. Okay, but here the jam'u mu'annas salim, they take kasra. So that's what he says, yunsabu bil kasra. When they are mansub, they take kasra. Wal ismu allazi la yansarif. And ismu allazi la yansarif, this is what we call the mamnu'u min as-sarf. Mamnu'u min as-sarf. They are nouns that are ajam. They are not Arabic words. They are words that got coined into the Arabic language. Okay. So for example, if I say America, that is not an Arabic word. Okay, it is an ajam, a foreign word. So words or names or just in general words that are not Arabic language words, and they have to be written in the Arabic language, we call them mamnu'u min as-sarf. Mamnu'u min as-sarf. If you look at the Quran, 25 prophets are mentioned by name. Out of them, only 3 of those names are Arabic names. The rest are ajam. They are not Arabic names. So you have Muhammad, Shu'aib, and then Saleh. Those are the Arabic names. All the remaining prophets, Ibrahim, Isa, okay, Musa, Hud, Lut, all these, they are ajam. They are not Arabic words. So we call them mamnu min as-sarf. And even, I don't know your name, but if your name is not an Arabic word, it's also mamnu min as-sarf. Any word that is not an Arabic word is mamnu min as-sarf. And so when those type of nouns, they also, when they are mansub, they're supposed to have dhamma. When they are marfu, they are supposed to have dhamma. When they are mansub, they are supposed to have fatha. When they are majrur, they are supposed to have kasra. But those nouns, they are an exception. They have a different way of conjugation when they fall within these categories. So let's look at how are they. He says that yukhfadu bil fatha. When they are mahfud, meaning when they are majrur, they take fatha. Mahfud, majrur, that is majrur, is supposed to be kasra. Okay, so for example, if I say al-qalamu ala al-kitabi, but those type of nouns, if they were to be there, if Allah should come, like Allah says, wa ahidna ila Ibrahima, wa ahidna ila, you see the ila is a half a jar, but Ibrahim comes and it is fatha, it is taken fatha, wa ahidna ila Ibrahima. So also was asked, why is it not Ibrahimi? Because Ibrahim is mamnu min as-sarf. It's an ajam, it's a foreign word, it's not an Arabic word, and so it doesn't take when they are mahfu, when they are majrur, they take fatha. So that's what he's saying. So he says that yansarif yuhfadu bil fatha. When they are mahfu, they take fatha. Well, fi'l, so that is the mamnu min as-sarf. And the third one he mentioned is al-fi'l al-mudari' al-mu'tallu akhirihi. Al-fi'l al-mudari', the present tense verb, al-mu'tallu akhirihi. When we say mu'tallu, it means the verb is used for verbs. Verbs, we can have sahih verb, and then we can have mu'tal verbs. Okay, mu'tallu means it have a huruf al-illa among its root letters. Huruf al-illa are the alif, waw, and the ya. So these three letters, we call them huruf al-illa. So in a verb that is having one of these three letters is called a mu'tallu verb. How that is clear. So mu'tallu akhirihi, meaning mu'tallu means it have one of the alif, waw, or ya. It have one of these letters. Akhirihi, meaning it is at its end. That harf al-illa is the last letter of the verb. So a verb having alif, waw, or ya at its last letter is called mu'tallu akhirihi. Or mu'tallu al-akhir. How that is clear. So those kind of verb, this is an example. Alqa, you can see here, it is having alif at the end, alif maksura at the end, and that alif is at the end. It's not in the middle, or it's not the first letter, it's at the last letter. So it is mu'tallu. Mu'tallu means it is having alif, waw, or ya. And if it is at the end, it is mu'tallu al-akhir, meaning that letter is at the end. So such kind of verbs, those kind of verbs, alqa. Okay, alqa is an example. What did he say? He says that yujzamu bihasfil akhirihi. Yujzam, bimana it is majzum. When they are majzum, the last letter, that's harf illa at the end, will be removed. Hasf means deletion. Okay, bihasfil akhirihi, bimana they are majzum by the removal of the last letter. So if you want to make this majzum alqa, so if you want to command, alqa means he true, like true. Okay, so if you want to command, say true, you say alqi, you see, like it comes in the Quran, alqi ma fi yaminika. Okay, talqaf ma sana'u, like Allah says to Musa, throw your staff. So true is alqa. So the amr, we all know that amr, fi'l amr, the command verbs, they are majzum. So here when they are majzum, he says that the last letter is going to be removed. This harf illa is going to be removed. So that's what he says here. Okay. والفعل المضارع معتل آخره يجزم بحذف آخره. It is majzum by the removal of the last letter. So these are the three things that the three exceptions that he made to the fatha, kasra, dhamma. So in simplicity, let me give a recap. Nouns that are mu'rab, when they are marfu, they take dhamma. When they are mansub, they take fatha. When they are majrur, they take kasra. Except these three things that he has mentioned. The first one is jam'u mu'annas salim, the feminine plural. When they are mansub, they will take kasra instead of fatha. Then he mentioned mamnu'un min as-sarf as the second one. And as I said, mamnu'un min as-sarf are nouns that are foreign words. They are not Arabic words. I mean, their origin is not Arabic. So those kind of verbs, when they those kind of nouns, when they are majrur, they will take fatha instead. Then the last one that he mentioned is verbs that have harf al-illa, al-mu'tallu verbs that have harf al-illa. And I said harf al-illa is alif, waw, or ya. So verb that contain one of these three letters, okay, as its last letter, and then it is majzum. When it is majzum, the harf al-illa will be removed. All that is clear. So these are the three exceptions that he made. Now he's going to the next to the second subtopic. That is what he's saying here. He says that وَالَّذِي يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ أَرْبَعَةُ أَنْوَاءٍ, and that which is mu'rab bil-huruf, by the letters. Okay, so if you can remember at the beginning, I told you that let me show you something. You can see the green. يُعْرَبُ بِالْحَرَكَاتِ. So there are two things that we are looking at. يُعْرَبُ بِالْحَرَكَاتِ, those which are mu'rab bil-harakat, by the fatha kasra dhamma, and those which are yu'rab by the huruf, the letters themselves. So that's what we are now going to look at. Some can be mu'rab, they are affected grammatically in the sentence, but what is the change? You will see it fatha kasra dhamma changing, okay, when maybe a harf jar comes, or it is maf'ulun bihi, or it is something, or it is majzum. What you would rather see is you will see the letters themselves, either removal or addition of letters. So that is what we are coming to look at. So that is what he now sees here. وَالَّذِي يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ. So I hope you can see it. يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ. So that's what we are seeing. يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ. The first one was يُعْرَبُ بِالْحَرَكَاتِ. Now يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ. So he says that وَالَّذِي يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ أَرْبَعَةُ أَنْوَاءٍ. There are four divisions, that's which are mu'rab bil-huruf, by the letters. The first one he mentioned is at-tasniyah. At-tasniyah too. And tasniyah we all know is dual. So if I say kitab, it's one. But if I say kitabani, it means two books. Oh, that is clear. So dual, when it is dual, and then they are going to change, there is a grammatical effect on it. You won't see fatha kasra dhamma changing. You rather see a change in the letters. Either a letter will be added or removed. Then the second one is al-jam'u muzakkar salim, the sound the masculine sound plural. Okay, the sound masculine plural. That is the jam'u muzakkar salim. Then the third one, wal asma'ul hamsa. Al asma'ul hamsa, we all know the asma'ul hamsa. And then he says that wal af'alul hamsa, and then the af'alul hamsa, wa hiya yaf'alani wa taf'alani. And that's what he's coming to mention. So let's look at them one after the other. The four things that he mentioned here. The first one is tasniya. Tasniya, as we said, is dual, and we all know. So if I say kalamani, it means two pens. Kalamani, it is ending with alif and then nun, that is two pens. But if I want to say uridu, I want uridu, it will bear witness that the pen will now be the object. So it is now the maf'ulun bihi. So if I say I want two pens, the pen, the word, the two pens, is now the object of the verb want. So it is the maf'ulun bihi. And we all know maf'ulun bihi is always mansub. So what will happen here is you will see fatha kasra dhamma changing here. You will rather see that there is going to be a change. It was initial kalamani, like this. Let me write it, see, like this way. Okay, kalamani with alif and then nun, with alif and then what, and then nun. Now that alif will now turn to yai. The alif will turn to yai, so it will be uridu kalamaini. So the alif will turn to yai, because here it is not fatha kasra dhamma that is changing, it is rather the huruf. So that's why we call it yu'rabu allazi yu'rabu bil huruf, those which change by the huruf. Now the second one he made mention here is the jam'u muzakkar salim. And we all know the jam'u muzakkar salim, the masculine plural, muslimuna, okay, al-kafiruna, munafiquna, mu'minuna, all these plurals. He says that the plural that end with waw and then nun is the jam'u muzakkar salim. So if they are also, let's say, maf'ulun bihi, al-muslimuna, you can simply say muslimuna, the Muslims. But if I want to say I saw the Muslims of course here are now the maf'ulu bihi. They are the object. So you say ra'aytul muslimuna. That is not correct. They are maf'ulun bihi, and so there should be a change. But what is the change there? As I said, it was initially what? Like this. It was initially muslimuna. Wow, and then what? And then nun. Wow, and then nun. But now the wow will turn to yai, as you can see there. The wow has turned to yai. So it was now muslimina. So ra'aytul muslimina. How that is clear. Now the third one he mentioned is asma'ul khamsa. In asma'ul khamsa, we have seen this before. The asma'ul khamsa is the abun, ahun, famun, zu, and then hamun. These are the asma'ul khamsa. Then the fifth one, the last one, the fourth one that he mentioned here is the af'alul khamsa. Af'alul khamsa, the 5 verbs. And these verbs, we have seen it in the previous lesson. These are they are here. They are here. So antu. So for example, like this, you see that they are ending with nun. Hope that is clear. Tazhabani, tazhabuna, yazhabani, yazhabuna, tazhabina. So verbs that come for these pronouns, they are what we term as the af'alul khamsa. Verbs that comes for these pronouns. Antuma, antum, huma, hum, anti. So these verbs for these pronouns are termed as af'alul khamsa. And so that's what he's saying here. When they come, also when they are affected grammatically in the sentence, you are going to see that the noon will be removed. So that's what he's saying here. وَالْأَفْعَالُ الْخَمْسَةُ وَهِيَ يَفْعَلَانِ تَفْعَلَانِ يَفْعَلَانِ تَفْعَلَانِ يَفْعَلُونَ تَفْعَلُونَ تَفْعَلِينَ. Okay. And so what happens to them? He says that يَفْعَلُونَ وَتَفْعَلُونَ وَتَفْعَلِينَ فَأَمَّا التَّثْنِيَةُ. So that's what he's coming to say. We have already seen this. So let's just read it. I've already explained the dual, how they change. So he says that فَأَمَّا التَّثْنِيَةُ فَتُرْفَعُ بِالْأَلِفِ. They are marfu by alif, yes, kalamani. وَتُنْصَبُ وَتُحْفَظُ بِالْيَاءِ. But when they are mansub, for example, uridu, you will say kalamani, you say kalamaini, uridu kalamaini. So when they are mansub, they are the alif will tend to yai. وَتُحْفَظُ بِالْيَاءِ. And then the same way when they are majrur, okay, when they are majrur or mahfud, they are also going to have ya. Okay. Now the second one, he says that وَأَمَّا الْجَمْعُ مُذَكَّرِ السَّالِمِ. And as for the jam'u muzakkar salim, فَيُرْفَعُ بِالْوَاوِ. When they are marfu, they have waw. Okay, muslimuna. وَتُنْصَبُ وَتُحْفَظُ بِالْيَاءِ. But when they are mansub and then when they are makhfud or majrur, they will have ya'i. Okay, رَأَيْتُ muslimina, ذَهَبْتُ إِلَى الْمُسْلِمِينَ. How that is clear. But when they are standing in you, it will be muslimuna, not mina. Muna. The waw will still be waw. Okay. وَأَمَّا الْأَسْمَاءُ الْخَمْسَةِ. And as for the asma'ul khamsa, فَتُرْفَعُ بِالْوَاوِ. When they are marfu, they have waw. Example, أَخُوهُ. But when it is وَتُنْصَبُ بِالْأَلِفِ, when they are mansub, they will have alif. When they are mansub, they will have alif. Example, رَأَيْتُ أَخَاهُ. So وَتُنْصَبُ بِالْأَلِفِ وَتُخْفَضُ بِالْيَاءِ. And then when they are mahfud, they will have ya'i. Example, ذهبت إلى أخيه. وأما الأفعال الخمسة. And as for the أفعال الخمسة, فَتُرْفَعُ بِالنُّونِ. They are marfu by noon. تُرْفَعُ بِالنُّونِ. وَتُنْصَبُ وَتُجْزَمُ بِحَذْفِهَا. And then, as I said, when they are mansub or majzum, the noon will disappear. The noon will go away. And so that is what the Sheikh is saying here. And then if you look at here, these are examples that I've put for you. Okay, أين القلمان؟ اشتريت قلمين. You see here, هو يسأل عن القلمين. So when it is here, it is mansub because it is maf'ulun bihi, and so it is not the alif will tend to yai. So it is initial kalamani, but here because maf'ulun bihi mansub, but the alif will tend to yai. So kalamaini. Okay, so mansub bil yai. The same way here, huwa yas'alu an. If you see an is a half jar, so meaning this is majrur, and majrur by yai. The same way, so here it is mansub by ya. The same way here it is majrur, it is mansub bil yai. Here mansub bil yai. How that is clear. That's the dual, the tasniya. Then here the same way, the asma'ul khamsa, as he said, huwa. If you say haza ahuka, this is your brother. So that is marfu. It is marfu. Now here, ra'aytu ahaka. So you see, it is mansub because It is maf'ul bihi, so it is mansub bil alif. The waw has turned to alif, so ra'aytu akhaka. The same with zahabtu ila. So this here it is majhur because you can see the harf jar. So zahabtu ila akhihi. So the alif it is majhur bil ya'i. So it is marfu bil waw, mansub bil alif, majhur bil ya'i. And that is the end for this particular lesson. Jazakumullahu khairan. وبارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الحكيم ونفعني وإياكم من آياته والذكر الحكيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله